Hey guys, welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to do a review of my Chanel Square wallet on chain and a quick comparison between this version and the classic rectangular style. Now let's get into it. If you're new here, my name is Tarina, and welcome back if you're already part of our LuxHandbagLover family. I put out videos every Wednesday and Sunday about luxury fashion, travel, and lifestyle. If you're a Lux lover too, I'd really appreciate if you would join me here by subscribing to my channel and hit that like button down below. Also, if you like this type of content, don't forget to hit that bell icon to be notified every time I upload a new video. Also, I love meeting other Lux lovers and YouTubers out there, so I'd love if you would add me here on Instagram. I'd love to be friends and also to see what you're up to as well. All right, so I want to do a review again of my Chanel Square wallet on chain, or WOC as people call it. I also want to do a quick comparison between this version and the standard rectangular style that everyone loves and everyone, has said that is tried and true. So I wanted to first share the dimensions of both this square version as well as the rectangular version. And I will include a photo of what that one looks like so you can have a reference as well. So I'm gonna check my phone so I can make sure that I share the right dimensions. So for this style, for this square version, the specs are 6.75 inches in length with a 5.75 inch height. And this version, the square, has a chain length of 22.5 inches in length. So that's the square. For the rectangular classic version, the specs are a 7.75 inch length, a 4.75 height, and a 23.5 inch chain length. So slightly different. They're both very similar in dimensions, just slightly different in terms of giving it that shape, as well as the chain length is 1 inch longer on the classic rectangular version. So I wanted to first share the pros and cons of the classic rectangular version. I actually had and owned that version first prior to getting the square. So let's first talk about that version and the pros and cons before we get into the one that I have now. So for the classic rectangular style, again, super gorgeous, there are a number of pros. So the first pro is that, of course, it has the classic Chanel look. It mirrors the classic flap with the dimensions of that rectangular shape. So I would say first pro of the classic style is that classic look and mirroring the flap. The second pro of the classic WOC is that really gorgeous Mona Lisa pocket towards the back. So that is really cute. It's not super functional, but you could definitely put, parking passes or, a Metro card or something like that. So that's a really cute addition as well. And the third pro of the classic version is that secret zipper compartment. So as most of you know, when you open that flap of the classic rectangular version, there is a zipper at that top. And when you open that, you can actually run your hand all the way down the back of that WOC style, and it's a really deep kind of secret pocket. So I really like that style is, you know, and that feature having that secret zip compartment. So those are the top 3 pros that come to mind for that classic rectangular WOC style. For the cons, there are a couple of cons that I personally noticed when I owned the rectangular classic WOC. And so the first con that was a major con for me, again being a really short gal at 5'3", was the chain length. So again, the classic style has a 23.5 inch chain length, so 1 inch longer than this square version. And so for me, it, you know, hung even lower than it should. So for me, the first con of the classic WOC is the chain length for someone who's petite. The second con that I noticed and experienced with the classic WOC was the snap button closure. So the flap for the rectangular classic WOC version originally had a snap button closure. So, you know, you'd have to find exactly where that opening and where that button closure would fit and snap it. It wouldn't just, automatically close. So that's where it was a little difficult. You couldn't just, be on your way and have it close. You actually had to look down. I found myself a lot of the times turning down over to actually find where that opening was. So that was a little difficult, was that snap button closure. So I would say that was con number 2. And the third con that I noticed with the classic WOC was the capacity. So the classic WOC, I found the capacity wasn't as much as I was hoping. If I put my Louis Vuitton key clay and a flat card holder in there, and maybe a lipstick or a lip gloss, it was already, bulging. So the capacity on that one, I would say, was my third con. So that's the pros and cons of, in my opinion, the classic WOC. So now getting into the square version, I wanted to share my pros and cons for this version. So the first pro, of course, for me is the chain length. So again, being shorter, having this, chain be 1 inch shorter really, really helps me. So I'd say a pro is the shorter chain length. That's number 1. Number 2 is the closure. So as I mentioned, with the rectangular being a snap button, this one is actually a magnetic. So I'll try to get a little bit closer, but it's a magnetic closure. So if you heard that, let me try one more time. And it finds itself, and the magnets close. So that's the second pro that I really like of this version. And the last pro that I like about the square is the capacity. So there are actually 2, try to find it there. There's actually 2 sections, so you can see one section towards the back and a section towards the front. So when you open this version, there are actually 2 large sections. There's a first section here, and towards the back of this section, there are 4 card slots. So you could just simply put your cards there. And then there's a second back section with 4 more card slots. So a total of 4. And then in the middle, there is a zipper compartment. So there's 1, 2, 3 with a total of 8 card slots. So to me, and owning both styles, the square definitely capacity wise fits a lot more. So I would say that is definitely the third pro. So those are the pros of the square. A couple of cons for me. So the first con is that it does not have that Mona Lisa pocket towards the back. So this version, it just has the quilted There is no pocket. Again, even though that pocket on the classic WOC isn't very functional because it's very small, it's kind of a nice touch to just see that towards the back. So this one does not have that. That's a con. And then I would say the second con is you don't get that really cool secret pocket. So again, with the classic version, you get that zipper and you can put your hand all the way down, and it's kind of a secret compartment, secret place that you could put some items. So this one does not have it. So those are the two cons. Also, I forgot to mention another pro, and what I kind of like and have, found owning this version is that it's a unique style. So, most people love and have that rectangular classic WOC, but when I was searching high and low for this square version, it was hard to find reviews or people who had this. I think there were only a couple ladies on, Instagram that had it, that I could find some photos. So I think that's another pro that I forgot to mention, was it's a unique shape. It's not something that everyone has. So for me, those are the pros and cons of the classic and the square. By no means am I saying one is better than the other. It truly depends on your height, what you need, and the type of look that you're going for. Again, the classic WOC is just that. It's so classic. It mirrors the flap style, and it's super gorgeous and timeless. Where this is a little unique in terms of the shape. It's a square, so some people, may not like that as much. I think it's cool to kind of switch it up in terms of the shape. The capacity is a little better. The magnetic closure, again, it just closes pretty easy. And then the capacity with the multiple sections, it fits a lot more. So that's something that I just wanted to quickly share. So I've had this one for about a year or so. So to share how I got this one is a little bit of a story. So after I decided that the classic WOC was not for me, the length was too long, the snap button closure was pretty fussy and hard to use, I did sell that and I let that one go. And then I was excited and ready to purchase the square. So I went to my sales associate at the Chanel boutique. Hey, ready to purchase. I want to get the square version. And her response was, oh, I haven't seen that style in about 6 months. And I was like, uh-oh, that's, are you gonna get more? Fingers crossed. And she said, I don't know. She checked her database. She didn't see or think that they were getting more in. So I was like, okay. She's like, stand by. I waited a number of months more. I think it was almost another 6 months that I just waited, checking in. They still didn't have it. And so I decided to just go ahead. I found this one. Again, this is the black caviar with the silver tone hardware. I found this specific one on Fashion File. So Fashion File, if you don't know, is a pre-loved, so second-hand luxury, consignment luxury website that you can purchase a number of items. They sell brands, bags, shoes, accessories from Chanel, Hermes, Fendi, Gucci, Balenciaga, Givenchy. The list goes on and on and on. And they're really reputable. They're really great. Their customer service, their return policy, of 30 days if you don't like your item. So very secure in that way. So I went ahead and I actually still haven't heard from my sales associate of seeing the square. So I'm glad I did get this one. And no regrets so far. I really like it. Again, the nice thing about a wallet on chain and, a wallet on chain is considered a small leather good, or an SLG under Chanel's terms or categories. They don't consider this a bag, but of course, as you can see with the strap and the capacity for minimal people, just grab and go. This is a bag. And so that's something that I really like. You know, it hugs the body really well, which is nice. So I really like this. I highly recommend the square WOC or the classic WOC, especially for anyone who, you know, may be looking to get into Chanel. I always recommend start with a small leather good. And by no means do you have to start with a wallet on chain, because they are not cheap by any means either, but you know, a card holder or a wallet or something where you're able to touch and feel and see the quality of the brand. And is it something that you like? You know, every brand is different, and so I always recommend when dipping your toe or trying any brand, it doesn't have to be Chanel, start with a small leather good. A little leather piece, like a wallet, a card holder is really great, and use it and see how it wears and see if it's the type of material and color and, you know, style that you like. So, you know, I just wanted to share quickly my Chanel square wallet on chain. Again, when I was looking to add this to my collection a while ago, I couldn't find very many videos or reviews on this style. So just thought I would share, do a quick comparison between my thoughts on the classic versus the square. Again, I think both are great. It just depends on your needs. So your height, the chain length that you need, the capacity that you need, and what works best for you. But either way, I don't think you can go wrong with either style. So those are my thoughts on the Chanel Square Wallet on Chain, and a quick comparison, pros and cons between this square version and the classic wallet on chain in the rectangular size. So let me know what you think between the two styles. Do you have a preference? Do you own either or both styles? Are you a wallet on chain or WOC person at all? If not, let me know why. I'd love to know in the comment section down below. If you like this type of content, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, and I hope you join me in my next one. Thanks so much and have a great day.